Believe it or not, most young Earth creationists claim that there was no plant death before the fall. The main young Earth claim is that plants aren't alive. John Morris from ICR said, "The Bible never refers to plants as living. They may grow or flourish, but they do not live, neither do they die." Answers in Genesis writer Bodhi Hodge says, "Plants are not alive in the biblical sense of nefesh chaya, only animals and man." Does the Bible really support the idea that plants aren't alive and don't die? The Hebrew word chaya is an adjective usually translated as living. Although young Earth creationists like to claim that the word only refers to animals, it is used 11 times in reference to water, which of course is not living. So the word is more a reference to the movement rather than being alive. Since plants don't move, they aren't chai. Let's see if plants really don't die. In a reference to cedar, Ezekiel 31 says that all trees are designed for death, and compares that death to that of mortal men. So the Bible seems to say that trees do die. Deuteronomy 20:11 says, "Do not destroy its trees by putting an axe to them." Jeremiah 11:19 says, "Let us destroy the tree with its fruit. Let us cut him off from the land of the living." Is destruction equal to death? The Hebrew word translated destroy in both these verses is shakath. The same word God used in Genesis 6:13 and 3 other flood verses to describe what he is going to do to rebellious mankind. It is the same word used to describe what God did to Sodom and Gomorrah in Genesis 13:10 and 6 related verses. The same word is used for what God did to the Egyptian firstborns during that judgment. And in Judges chapter 20, Shakath is used to describe battles between Benjamites and Israelites in which over 65,000 men were destroyed. So the use of Shakath in reference to trees really does refer to death. Isaiah 15:6 says, "The tender grass died out." Is this real death? The human word translated died out is kala. How is kala used in the rest of the Old Testament? Here are 3 of the many Old Testament verses that use the word kala. Exodus 32:10 says, "Now then, let me alone, that my anger may burn against them, that I may destroy kala them." 1 Samuel 15:18 says, "Go and completely destroy those wicked people, the Amalekites. Make war on them until you have wiped them out." Again, the word kala. Jeremiah 9:16 says, "I will send the sword after them until I have annihilated kala them." So the Hebrew word kala, referring to death of grass, really is referring to death, contrary to young Earth teaching. Many Old Testament verses compare plant death to human death. In Job 8:11 through 13, it compares the fate of a papyrus without water with that of the godless. Job 14:7 through 10 compares a tree cut down with the death of a man. Psalm 37:1 through 2 compares the fate of evildoers with grass that withers. Psalm 103:15 through 16 compares the days of a man's life to that of a flower. Isaiah 40:6 through 8 compares the lives of people to those of grass and flowers, and contrasts that with the Word of God, which stands forever. Likewise, in the New Testament, it compares human death to that of trees, grass, and flowers. Young Earth dogma requires that there be no death of any kind before the fall. In order to support this dogma, they feel compelled to claim that plants aren't alive and do not die. However, the Bible clearly says that plants are alive and do die. When forced to choose between their dogma and the Bible, young Earth creationists reject the Bible.